Hey, this is Jeff Bowders, and you are watching the Drumming Up Conversation podcast.
All right, so we are joined by my parents, Tom and Joanna Wood. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good.
Fine.
Awesome.
And you?
I should have recorded all that. That would have been hilarious for later, but
Yeah, right. Thank you for not.
no, you're good. So we wanted to have you guys on to talk about the awesome gesture that you did the other evening with Gorod. So we like to do recaps of everything, and we're still living off of that, like that high. That was just so much fun to do that. So
it was fun.
I agree.
I understand originally it was a weird request, and I did, before I even sent it to Mom, I'm like, should I or shouldn't I? And I was like, you know what? If they say no, it's a no. No big deal. It's unfortunately not up to us, to house these guys. But if we hadn't had them on earlier in the day and met them and all that, we wouldn't have even thought of asking.
Well, you should kind of lead up to it that Julian came up to us in the crowd.
Yeah, it was after the first band, I think.
Yeah, and said that his accommodations had fallen through if we knew anywhere where they could stay.
So I'm like, oh, it's like we can't, because we'd have to move like everything from outside the rooms into the hallways, and no one would be able to get in and out of the bedrooms at that point. So I was like, well, I'll ask and go from there. And you guys, said yes, and we appreciate that.
Sure.
And we knew they're nice guys, very polite, and being from France, it was kind of fun with talking to them and everything as well. Because what's funny too is I'm glad you brought up the breakfast thing, because I think that was a great way to kind of cap everything off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially when you guys cooked it, not us. So, because I could have handled scrambled eggs, but I think they enjoyed it. They had like seconds and thirds, and
they kept saying
they make 3 pots of coffee and all that. They probably have not had kind of a home cooked meal in maybe since they've been here.
Yeah.
In the U.S.
They kept saying it's a nice American breakfast.
Yeah.
So.
And so we just want to let you know we greatly appreciate that. And because you guys could have very easily just said, you know what, just once you get here, we're going to go to bed, and you guys figure it out and all that. And you guys just helped out with everything, set everything up. We had to set up the beds and all that. So we just, greatly appreciate that. And I think they gained a couple fans from it too. So you guys really seem to enjoy the music. Dad was really
it's not really my genre. It's not really my genre of music, but I can appreciate good musicians, and they're very good musicians.
Yeah, pretty stellar musicians. Drummer, they're all great musicians. Being a rhythm guy, the drummer is extraordinary. The bass player is extraordinary. Yeah. And then when you have the fact that they're just really nice
guys,
humble guys.
Yeah. It was a very humbling experience, because they were so grateful, and I just kind of felt, I don't know, made me feel kind of strange that they just were so grateful. And it was such an easy thing for us to do, really. So
yeah.
It was the difference between them sleeping in the van that night and having a house to stay at.
Yeah.
Essentially taking turns. Yeah, because I know sometimes like they'll stop somewhere or park in the parking lot, and 2 people will sleep up on the roof, and 2 will sleep in the cabin, all that. Yeah. Like I've heard stories about that kind of stuff too. So I wouldn't doubt that they were probably going to end up doing that. So you guys, really helped out, and thank you for letting us stay too, because that was a lot of fun, just kind of waking up, cooking, and then they just kind of all of a sudden we start hearing some ruckus coming up, like, oh, I think they're all coming up and just ready to go. And yeah, like you said, we made 3 pots of coffee, and that's all her and I were living on that morning. And so we're very grateful as well that you let us enjoy to be there. So
Tallulah is still depressed.
Oh.
Yeah, Yeah, we wanted to bring that up too. So at one point, I thought you had taken her in the bedroom already, so I just left the gate open. And next thing, Andrea hears is puppy.
She was downstairs.
How
Our
was she
90 pound.
how was she the rest of the night?
Depressed.
Yeah, she's still depressed. She
No,
still
I
is
mean,
like,
after she came up and went to bed with you guys, was she still pretty wild? Like,
oh
well,
yeah,
yeah.
she was excited about having a house full of people. Especially she could tell that they really loved her.
Yeah.
You know, from talking to Julian, is that his name? Julian? He has a puppy at home, so he's really missing his puppy. So
that was
yeah,
nice.
so he just kept saying how much they enjoyed having her, seeing her, and she was so grateful.
Did you tell them about the story when we went to Bash's?
Well, I wanted to get to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was, I liked that, for one, that Julian talked to you guys for how long after we went to bed?
Almost an hour. I just kept
Wow.
saying, Tom, he needs to go to bed. He needs to go to bed.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty intelligent guy.
And is that when you found out about being a tour guide and all that?
Yeah, we talked about, some of the countries in Europe and talked about the weather, the Gulf Stream and all that good stuff, and just how it affects the weather where he lives in southern France.
Yeah.
So that was good. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Because I remember the next day you were talking about that, and then like that you watched videos of them while you were going to bed and all that, which was really cool to hear the next morning.
Yeah, Dad did.
Yeah.
I would just sleep.
Yeah.
I was exhausted.
Yeah, we were too.
Like 2:00 in the morning at that point.
Yeah. And then
So from your perspective, once you did say yes, did you ever second guess it and think, what the hell did we just sign up for?
Well, I went online and I looked at because I was picturing like 19, 20-year-olds or something when you first asked. So I just finally went online and looked them up. Like, oh, they're all fairly old, except maybe one or two. So it's like, yeah, this will be fine. This will be fine.
Old. They're just
Older.
Yeah.
Than 19 or 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, they weren't kids.
I don't mean old. I just meant older. I was, thinking they were, like I said, teenagers or.
I didn't have any regrets. Just kind of went with the flow. I figured, what the heck?
Yeah, once we committed, we were just like, well, this will be fun. This will be an adventure. This will be something, that we can talk about. It'll be a story.
Yeah. And as soon as they were done, we booked it out of there. Cause I'm like, if I would like to get there before they do, if we can, but we had no idea this was going on. I had to go home and get contacts and a few other things. And then we also got the groceries. Cause I'm like, I don't want to get up at 6 a.m, go grocery shopping and then come back and cook. I'd rather just be there. And I'm glad we did. So just cause ready to go.
I think that probably made everybody a little bit more comfortable since you guys had the relationship with them already
Right.
versus us, and so it worked out great.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then
Mom and I talked about, that we would certainly, anytime they want to come back again, they're on tour, they're welcome here. So so just let them know that.
Well, and you're going to the next show with us anyway, so we'll just tell them while we're there. So yeah.
Well, no, we should tell them ahead of time so they don't line up someplace else.
What I'm saying is we, we'll talk about everything while we're there too, and obviously.
Next time we'll let them use our bathrooms.
I really bet they appreciated having that bathroom to themselves downstairs, though. They had to love that.
I don't remember who it was, but like within 5 minutes, he was taking his clothes off and jumping in the shower. I don't remember which one. Like as soon as they got there, he threw his bag and goes, "I'm going to the shower." Like, okay.
Yeah, and then the theater was hilarious. Watching that unfold.
Yeah.
They're each taking turns going and looking at the theater.
Yeah.
That was really funny just to watch the whole experience downstairs. And I'm like, we need to head up. I want to get to bed. We need to get to bed. And so that was really cool. And then the next day taking pictures, a lot of fun, and getting all those, getting with you guys and us and everything else. They seemed to enjoy that. And just, they seemed really relaxed. And that's why I put on like more like the heavy metal music when they came up, like, oh, cool. Like this is stuff we recognize. We're just comfortable, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that, I think hopefully we came across being comfortable with them, and hopefully it seemed like they picked that up and they were basically just mimicking that. I think it was just a very comfortable time, if that makes sense.
And I just remember as soon as we left your house, the first thing I thought of is, well, I feel bad for the whoever's next that they stay with because it's not going to be this nice.
Well, you never know. You never know.
No. I just thought it was funny, like, anything's nice that you have a roof over your head, but I was like, it's probably going to be like a living room of an apartment building or something, not their own downstairs and bathroom to themselves and all that.
Yeah.
Get to hang out together and be comfortable. They're usually probably sharing a sleeping bag or a bed or something. So
Well, Julian said he always takes the couch. So
lead singer.
Oh, so they treated him and let him have the bed then.
Yeah.
they did. They let him have the queen size bed all to himself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then so I know you called us about how long after we left did the Bashes thing happen?
Like within an hour or so, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we headed out like right after you did. So we went to Bash's. We had a Danish, and then I bought a few things. And I was going through, and the woman there, Roxy,
Well, the cashier.
Yeah, she goes, so what's going on? What's new in your life? Something like that. And I go, well, I've got an interesting story. We had an interesting night. And I go, my son called us and said that the band that they were seeing, heavy metal band, didn't have a place to stay, was wondering if they could stay. And the guy behind me who was putting his groceries on the conveyor belt goes, it wasn't Gorod, was it? I'm like, yeah. How did you know that? He goes, well, I knew they were in town because I was supposed to go, but something came up and I couldn't go. He goes, they're such great musicians. They're fantastic.
That's really cool.
And he goes, but they're not heavy metal. They're death metal.
Death metal. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't know that before. I was joking, but yeah, it was just crazy. And then I go, yeah, they were really nice guys. And I told him about the whole experience. He goes, that's really cool. And he goes, that was really nice of you to host them. That's really cool that you did that. So
did you show him the pictures?
No, I was in shock. I was like, what?
Of all the places small world, right? Like
right, exactly.
Sunday morning at Bashes, and who knew that right behind you was someone that knew exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Plus, I can't remember their name.
Okay.
So I couldn't at that point. I couldn't remember their name. So when he said that, I was like, yeah, I was like, what? And yeah, it was really funny. Yeah,
it's really cool.
Small world, definitely.
Yeah.
So, what was your biggest takeaway from it?
My biggest takeaway, just you mean having them here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just they were just so humble and so grateful, and it was very humbling to me. Mm-hmm. That they were so grateful because it was such a small gesture on our part, and to know that you made an impact like that on someone, and I just thought that was really cool. That was my biggest takeaway.
We don't look at it that way. We think it was a big gesture. Like we think it was a big deal. So. Like, honestly, like we ranked that in like our top 5 any experience of all time. Like,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like it was so cool. And the fact of what we had Matt on to talk about the concert. He was the one we went with. He's the one that got us into him. You know who he is? He's the one that filmed the video at your house.
Over to film the video.
Yes.
He's the one that got us into them, and he even said like how cool it was, how great it was that you guys did that. Cause he was like, if I could have, I would have, but he's like, he lives in a very small place where he's at. And he's like, I just couldn't do it. They wouldn't have been comfortable. And he's like, you just let your parents know how big a deal that is and how cool that is. And he's like, I wish I could have stayed over too. He's like, that's my band, man. So it was a fun morning, with them getting up and eating, and then giving Dad the drumstick, giving me the CD with their autographs, and it was just they were just
just as Mom said, what impressed me the most, they're just kind human beings, and so the fact that we were, there's a lot of conversation going on. It wasn't just like they were just a group of guys that were just here to eat. They eat and left. And didn't say anything, didn't converse with them. They were very engaging, and I like to think that there's maybe the potentially some friendship down the road there. I mean, Mom and I talked about if we go to Europe, we'll definitely try to look up Julian and have him give us a tour of his museums down in
Yeah.
South France.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool because we always try to ask our guests that are like musicians, like, what else do you like outside of music? And his first thing was like, I love history. So we're like,
Yeah,
wow, that's really cool. He's like, my full-time job back home is I give tours in museums and stuff. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And even Matt, he's like, I had no idea that he did that. Like, he's like, that was so cool to find out. So, but
yeah. The other thing that impressed me is, again, didn't even Google them when you told me they were coming here, but after they arrived and I was, I was impressed with their kindness and friendliness. I got in bed, put my headphones on and Googled them and started watching their videos. Like, oh my God, these guys are really good. It's not, again, it's not I wouldn't gravitate toward that style of music necessarily, but I mean, they are really phenomenal musicians, no matter if you're into jazz or country or light rock or whatever, you have to appreciate quality musicianship.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just insane. The drummer is just insane.
Yeah.
So fast.
Yeah. Yeah. And clean and
Everything's clean. Yeah. And I thought it was kind of wild too, that, the videos, like I just really only watched one live video of them on stage and everything else just listening to the music. But, they definitely have their game faces on when they're on stage.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Because like,
Sure.
if they had walked up to me, the way they look, if I'd watched their videos and then they walked up to me by the way they looked when they got here, their hair was up, their hair was in buns and behind I would have never ever recognized them because they're on stage persona with the hair and the face and the
Plus the video up there sweating and they were like,
what's that called when they headbanging?
Yeah.
It just it's
part of the
so
show.
different. I know it's part of the show. I'm just saying it was just so different than what they actually their persona where they the way they are. That's definitely their game face.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I know from them that they really appreciated it, and
Cool.
they asked for the pictures later in the day.
They did
on Instagram and all that, and so
Nice.
really
Did you? So they made it to San Diego and everything, okay.
Yeah, they're playing LA tonight, and they're getting ready for that and everything too.
I thought they played LA last night.
Maybe it was last. Yeah, that's right. That's right. LA.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So they've gotten doused with rain. I heard San Diego yesterday got, what was it? Like in one day they got like a whole month's worth of rain, I think, yesterday.
Wow.
And one dropping. So anyway, yeah, it was fun. So who else you got come over and stay with us?
I'll let you know.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but well, yeah, we appreciate it. We that's why we want to have you on. We really appreciate what you guys did. Like it might be a small gesture to you, but it's a big gesture to us and them. So we really appreciate it.
Well, if you talk to them again, tell them about the grocery store.
For sure.
Thing.
Yeah, for sure.
That was just so out of left field. I was like, what?
Yeah, and then seriously, just tell them, hey,
Anytime.
Just let my parents know next time you're in town, if you need a place to stay, that the basement's there, really, as long as they want to.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay. Yeah. We'll let them know that.
Maybe
Or if they like have a day in between, like, here and somewhere else or whatever, and we're not even playing here, something, because I know they came from Texas to here. It's like, man, in like one or 2 days, I'm like, God, I know that
That's a long haul.
sucks.
It was like a 1,200-mile drive.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So I was like, yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, we've done that drive. That's not that's not normally a one-day deal.
No. So
And they didn't have a trailer or anything. They just had the van, right? Because you saw
Yeah.
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 So they had everything piled into that van
That's nuts.
along with them.
They have everything, all of their equipment is in there, sound system and everything. They don't rely on the place that they're playing.
I think they do with the PA. But
that would make sense.
But he has a custom drum set. The guys have custom
guitars. Yeah.
So they all their own gear. They don't use backline, right?
Yeah, a lot of places use backline where it's ready for them when they get there. So
yeah. Oh, that has an advantage, except if it's not what you expect. as a musician.
Yeah, we've heard both sides of it. So when we had Jordan Canott on, he talked about backline. He's like, I don't know until I get there what I have and what I don't have. So
Yeah.
I think I'd rather just know what's there.
Sure. Yeah.
But then again,
Yeah.
you also lose room in your, sleeping vessel. So it's a,
Yeah. I mean, that was an oversized van, but nonetheless, unless, well, anyway, they made it work.
yeah. Some of those vans are roomier on the inside than left from the outside too, but still.
Yeah.
Well,
And
if they're not bringing PA and stuff, then it's just guitars and the drums go cases, they probably sitting on them and, this type of things,
For sure.
under the seats, behind the seats.
Yeah, for sure. But I think that basement of your house is much more roomy and fun than the
Definitely.
back van, so.
And the fact they all have an individual mattress worked out really well.
Yeah, that was great.
And I love that you sent them with a bag of oranges to go.
They're very impressed that I was able to just bring oranges in from the backyard. I left the stems and stuff on them on purpose so they would get the effect of, I just picked those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really neat. So.
Amazing how much they ate and then just devoured the oranges also.
Yes.
Because, I mean, there was 5 pounds of potatoes, 17 eggs, 36 sausage links, 12 English muffins, gone.
Good. They were hungry.
Yeah, which is good because we weren't really hungry and we had food at home anyway. So it was all we want to make sure it was all for them. Just have at it. It's all yours. So
yeah,
it's more important to them than us for sure.
Yeah,
we're at home.
It was a very cool experience, and we're kind of still on a high about it too.
Yeah,
it was just very humbling. I don't even know how to describe how humbling it felt to me.
At the end of the day, it was humbling only because they
were so grateful.
Who they are.
Yeah, because they were just so nice and so grateful, and seriously, to me, it seemed like a small gesture, and they seemed very, very grateful. So,
well, we are too. We're right along because I know how important that is. Like, if I was in a band and I had that set up for a few hours to get some sleep, but this is nice. Like, we're all comfortable. Anyone needs to use the restroom, it's there. It's got a shower, bath, everything. Yeah, it's safe. It's secluded. 2 of them had their own bedroom essentially. The other 3 had their own bedroom if the door would, kind of that feel. So it was really, really cool. And just, it was very important to us. We really appreciate it, being that you guys had like an hour to prep. So
yeah.
Because it was like the third quarter of the 49er game when we asked you. So
I was running around trying to find pillows and blankets, and was like, oh no, we don't have very much. So it was everybody had a blanket and a pillow, so that and a mattress. Yeah. So that worked out well.
we had our own as well, which was really nice. Our own bedroom and all that. And
you did.
It was really nice. So we really, really appreciate it. And we're actually glad we stayed. I'd have been like, oh, you know what? We should have stayed there. I'm glad we did. So
yeah, you would have missed out.
For sure. Yeah. Because you guys are like, oh my God, we had so much fun with them. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate it. We want to have you on, talk about it, and thank you so much for doing this.
Sure.
No worries.
Yeah, it goes a long way. So thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you guys.
All right. Love you. All right.
You there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear
Oh,
us?
okay. For a second there, I didn't think you could hear me.
No
Do you
worries.
turn the volume up?
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. How you been, man?
Not bad.
Ooh.
Still busy with the podcasts and stuff, but it's coming along.
Nice. When's the new date? Do you know yet?
I don't know, but I'm gonna aim for February 9th. That's just pushing it 1 week.
Yeah.
Are you recording this week?
Work. The 29th Monday. So a week from today is when we actually record.
Nice.
But yeah, and I wanted to get 2 or 3 episodes done first, but I think I might just edit really fast. But we'll see what happens. If we have to skip one week, we can, but we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on this. So
No problem. Thanks for having me.
yeah, well, I mean, again, you were a part of this, so this is you're the whole reason for it. So we have Matt Mason on right now. We're going to go over the Gorod show. So yeah, we had them. We originally were just going to go to the concert, and then for some stupid reason, I'm like, You know what? I wonder what they would say about coming on the podcast. Reached out to them, and
You reached out to the drummer.
I reached out. Well, I reached out to the drummer first because they're usually the ones that respond the quickest, and everything else for some reason. And then I reached out to Gorod as well as the whole band. And they told me to contact Julian, and next thing I know, we're getting geared up to go down to the pub rock and have him on the podcast. And we wanted you to join us, which was awesome.
It was awesome for me.
Yeah, you know more about him than we do, so we figured you could get a little more in depth with it too. So especially only having like 2 days to plan it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So, but yeah, we wanted to thank you for doing that. It was a lot of fun, and it helped us too because we know we were just very limited on knowing them for a short period of time. So, so yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
They're kick-ass live.
Yeah, they had a lot of energy. They're a very positive band in a very like menacing, brutal genre.
Yeah.
But some of it was very, like he was saying when we had him on, just groove based and they I don't want to say they get light, but they also have moments of just kind of just having fun.
They're like a funky prog band at heart.
Yeah.
To me, it came through more live than listening to them on Spotify.
Yeah. There's definitely some deep cut tracks where it's real, the funk is real present, but yeah, seeing them live, it comes through a lot quicker than like digging through their albums and stuff.
Yeah, especially the last 2 songs where the rhythm section got to show off a little bit and have fun. That was really cool.
Yeah, and when they did New Sun Gods did that tapping bridge section in the middle.
Yeah, that's really cool because it's very almost jazzy, which is how you kind of explain them to me when you talk about it, like a jazzy French death metal band.
Yeah, because I keep saying funk, which is there, but jazz is more in the forefront than funk is.
Yeah.
There's definitely funk, especially if you listen to some of the like 2012 to 2015, like latter half of the album tracks. But the jazz is always present. And of course the technical death metal.
For sure. Yeah. And then do you know what the band order was? Because there was a 4th thrown in there.
There was the first band was local.
Okay.
Yeah,
were they not on the bill?
No.
Okay.
I knew they were going to be there, but they weren't always there. When we first talked about going to the show, they had not been announced. Originally, there was a band called Exist that had to drop after first couple cities. So I think they're letting local bands open. That band was called something with a PH. Fear.
Phase. It was Phase, wasn't it? Phage. Phage.
Yeah, something with a P, which
AGE.
Yeah, and I looked them up, but I never listened to them. So my first time hearing them was at the show, and they weren't bad. They definitely are Meshuggah fans. I could tell that. But they weren't bad as far as local openings go.
No,
I don't know how well known they are, but
they were all fun. So, and then we got to talk to the guys from Wormhole. That was cool.
So, yeah, they're a bunch of nerds, and it shows.
Yeah, for sure. So that'll be down the road, and again, we'll have you on for that. So
that'll be cool too.
And so did you have had you seen Wormhole before?
No, that was my first time seeing Wormhole. Wormhole is a band that I have known about for a while, but I didn't really deeply listen until their newest album came out. That's their 3rd album. It came out in, I want to say August. I'm probably wrong about that.
Because I looked them up too. That sounds about right.
Yeah, it came out in the summer, but critically it had been doing really well, and I'd always wanted to check them out, but I knew they're an acquired taste. Their new album is in some ways their most accessible, but also their most challenging. I also think it's their best. I listen to their albums in reverse order, which I almost never do, but I found myself liking their 3rd album better. They've hit a stride that they should stay on, I think, and if they do, they'll be even better from here on out. But the album that they're supporting now, I think, is not just their best, but I actually think it's one of the best I guess I'll just say metal albums of 2023. I personally thought so, even if it is only 30 minutes. And it's a slam album, but it's got a lot more going on than just like slam music.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking them out later in the week.
Yeah, they actually they sound even heavier on the album, and that's not a knock on their live set, because we're in a sports bar. With the right setup, they are heavy. And their vocalist is like, he just hits this stride when they hit a certain drop or groove that's really like heavy and addicting. It's really good.
Yeah.
And then they throw in SpongeBob for good measure. You'll hear SpongeBob quotes. Yeah, you'll hear they're doing it less and less with each album, but they literally just drop SpongeBob clips in the middle of their songs. I heard one of them at the show, but you would have had to known it was there to really catch it.
What's funny about that is the next day when we were cooking breakfast for Gorod, I actually found that Pantera did a SpongeBob song.
Yeah. I remember that. There's an episode where in the beginning it says like music by Pantera. Like it shows it in the intro, but I can't remember. I think it's like SpongeBob and Sandy are competing over something, and every time they go and they compete, it plays Pantera music or something.
Justin's never watched SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob, and I think it's sometimes a little more adult oriented than kids. So
yeah, it's more mature than it gets credit for.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
At least it was. I haven't seen it in a while. The early seasons of it were great. I haven't seen any of the really new ones, but so like the 2000s and early 2010s material.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. And then so it was, you said Phage, Wormhole. What was the third one?
Hath. The band in between was Hath, which is really good. That was my first time.
I like them. Yeah. I mean, all of them were great. They were really
good. It was a good lineup. And I knew when I read it, when I first found out about the show and I read the lineup, I was like, Hath, Wormhole, Gorod. There's certain shows where like my jaw will drop, my eyes will go wide. And that was one of them. I was like, oh my gosh, like this lineup, like it was one of those.
Yeah. So, and then and for the first three, we were just kind of hung back. We are just watching the game and listening, which is really fun watching football and listening to death metal.
Listen to live music.
Football needs to add more death metal to their music. I'm like, football is so death metal.
I am known to where during I don't know why, during playoffs, especially NBA playoffs, I'm known to wear headphones and listen to music while walking around while the game is on in the background. I'll just watch the score. I don't know why I do it that way, but yeah, so I can see how that actually would be pretty cool, especially live.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Because we're sitting like, I'm like watching kickoffs and people getting tackled. I'm like, this is so cool watching metal bands playing behind us.
Yeah, I bet it was actually.
It's like part of me wants to get some video of like the game but the music playing behind us and just go death metal, Wormhole. Yeah. So that was cool. But and I also like to protect my ears because I've been to pub rock before and we stood like right next to the speakers the time we were there for like 3 hours and I'm like, I couldn't hear for 2 days straight. I'm like, I can't risk that right now because we're in the middle of like mixing some songs. So I need to hear when they send them to me. I actually need to hear what the hell's going on in them. So I was like, but I'm like, I'm not gonna miss Gorod, especially once we found out the news. We found out because earlier in the night we were asked if we knew anyone that could host them
because their accommodations
fell through. And I know you really wanted to do that, and you fell in the same category as us, where we just didn't have the room.
Yeah, I plan in like hopefully just no more than a year from now, I plan to get a bigger place and stuff. And had it been then, in a heartbeat, I would have been like, yep. And then I'd have written them down the address on a napkin and handed it right to them. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. It was cool though that your family could come through.
Yeah, because we sat there and we said, well, we could have them here, but
for a minute, I was texting my mom. I was like, I hadn't hit send. I was sitting there like, do I? This is kind of weird, and I don't know how I'd feel if someone did this to me.
Right.
Fuck it. Sent it.
No, I agree. I toyed with the idea of texting my parents, but I mean, I don't know your parents that well, but my parents, they would have said no. One, they would have said, oh, 5 people. I don't know about the space, but even on top of that, they would have pictured like people with corpse paint and burning crosses walking in is what they would have pictured. I'm like, it's not like that, but
Yeah.
I didn't convince them that in text, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's how they see metal.
Justin texted his mom and she said, well, she did the typical mom thing. Well, ask your dad.
Ask your dad if Gorod can come over.
Can Gorod come over and spend the
Can
night?
they spend the night? We have a slumber party. But at first he's like, is this a joke? I'm like,
Nope.
no.
Oh.
If you say no, I understand, and that'll be end of this. And then I didn't hear anything for like 10 minutes. He's like, what's the name of the band? How many guys? I'm like, Gorod 5. He's
And
like,
then he
okay.
said, how did he word it? We're open to it.
We're open to it.
Okay.
And so he asked a few more questions, and that I guess when we found out at that time, he was looking them up. My mom was looking them up. She's like, "Oh, they're older guys." I'm like, and I told them they were from France and all that, and they took the chance, man. It was so good. But anyway, Gorod's show was amazing. This was a little bit before that, but their show was amazing, like absolutely amazing. Like everything just sounded clean. I liked that it wasn't super loud because sometimes you can't pick up the harmonies and melodies, and even a lot of the subtle like percussion and stuff like that, and everything just sounded really, really good. I even meant to tell the sound guy he did a good job, because when we saw Adrenaline Mob there too, they sounded amazing as well. And that's a big deal with small venues, is getting that right sound where it's not killing people, but you also get a good thick sound out of it too. So, because I've been to bars like that before, and I'm like, all they care about is the kick and snare and like and that on the guitar and bass. But it was like I could hear everything clean. Which is
it was very cleanly mixed, which is great for a band like Gorod. And because there's a lot of notes that got to be heard. There's a lot of tapping, there's a lot of sweeping, and then the drums are just so snare to cymbal heavy, like they're jazzy little ting 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 tings, like that's all got to be heard.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
and the vocals.
Yeah. And, I mean, they were just great. And then during the episode, I asked Julian if I could have the set list of the drummer, and he's like, "We don't really have set lists. I keep one, but it's just this." And then he ended up handing me at the end of the show.
That was cool.
Did you happen to turn around to see if anyone had a reaction? Because I didn't right away.
I didn't turn around. I was kind of looking at you, but somebody behind us said something that. Okay. They was basically translated. I can't remember what they said, but it basically translated. Well, that was cool. Like, but yeah.
Because usually, usually with the last ones there, and like just standing around, they hand it to me. But it was weird that everyone was still there. And he just, here you go. We're gonna get you a copy of that, by the way, too. So.
Oh, sweet, cool, thank you.
Absolutely.
Do you? Speaking of, like, when you stand there to the end of a show, like, are you finding it harder and harder to get stuff from the stage? Because maybe it's just because I'm used to going to a certain venue in Mesa a lot now, but the staff at the end of the show seem to be more and more aggressively just like, go home, go away. And it's like, they won't hand you anything. I've been to work.
So what I go through, what I learned is go to try and get make eye contact with one of the techs on stage that's taking stuff down. Or even if you get there early enough and ask them ahead of time.
And then they're really accommodating.
I've actually had it to where a tech comes out and he's like plugging in the monitors or something. I'm like, hey man, like I collect drummer set lists. If he has a set list, would I be able to have at the end of the show? He's like, let me find out for you. And he usually come back out. He's dude, he's cool with that. Absolutely. And sometimes they've been like, do you want it signed or what? I'm like, hell yeah, if they can do that, that'd be great. You know? So try and get a text, because they're directly related to the band themselves. Security doesn't give a shit. They really don't. They just want to get you out of there and get home, so
how many of those drummer set lists do you have?
4 now. Well, 4.
I know what your holy grail one is, of course.
The one time I had a chance at it, they said it was on a tablet, so which makes sense. But I was like, damn. Because I would have got at the Sons of Apollo show.
We tried.
I used to collect set lists, not just the drummers in general. And I had a nice collection going, but I stopped because it just got stressful. And nowadays they usually just crumpled up, throw it in the audience, and it's torn in 4 different pieces. When I saw Cattle Decapitation the last time I saw them, Chloe got their set list, which was cool. But and I wasn't gonna fight that. I just let her have it. But it's in oddly nice condition, probably because she's a girl and she's small, so they like here you go. Like I can't remember who handed it to her, but nobody's gonna jump her for it.
Well, now
Me, I'm gonna get jumped for it. I'm gonna get my fingers broken for it.
now I have 2 from Pub Rock, which is cool. So
Yeah, that's really cool.
one of
That's
them,
cool.
it's cool because they switched out 2 songs in the order. So it's cool. They crossed it out and each one and then wrote on there. So it's like kind of personalized. And then now it's signed as well, which is cool. So
For Gorod?
no, Adrenaline Mob.
Oh, I was saying because I
But I thought about it. We should have brought it with us and had them all sign it. I didn't think about it.
actually, yeah, when Chloe was in the restroom, she tore down one of the posters for the show
Nice.
and gave it to me. And I was like, man, I kind of wish you were still in the parking lot. I would have given it to you to get signed and then get back to me. But you guys had to get out of there pretty quick.
Yeah.
I have a feeling next time they come through, they might have a place to stay automatically, though. My parents took to them quick.
They hit it off.
If it
so
happens again,
awesome.
I'm coming over.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll plan it.
So
I was jealous. As cool as it was, I was jealous. And I almost just wish I went to work late the next day or something, but it was just so short of notice.
Yeah, for sure.
So Justin's parents are going to go to Europe sometime later this year, I think. And they're hiring Julian as their tour guide.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
They stayed up late with them. Justin and I went to bed and they stayed up with them.
I imagine I would have been too. I mean, they probably talked about all kinds of stuff, but I mean, just talking about metal with metal gods themselves would have been cool. But they probably talked about who knows what, like cool stuff.
Oh, yeah, to talk about real estate. They had so it was hilarious because when they got there, Justin's mom took them all downstairs to show them where they would be sleeping, and she showed Carol the theater.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, and so he called one of the other guys over, come here, and he looked in there and he went, oh, and then
next thing you know, in front of all
of them went in there. They're like, oh, she's like, do you want me to play a movie for you? And they're like, no, it's okay. They were so intrigued that they had theater. She's like, oh my God, they're gonna flip when they see we have a pool tomorrow.
Yeah, it would have been funny too. Like if I had been there, I probably would have weaseled in a Halloween movie in the house, just like this is what else we do, and then like could have watched that. Like it was in this basement. Like that'd been funny.
Yeah. So that was really cool. My dad was asking Carol all kinds of questions about how he hits the snare and stuff like that, and it was just
his dad's drums.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Wait, did you say he saw the drums or he played the drums?
He played Justin's dad's drum kit down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Getting everything cleaned up. My mom's like, I think he's playing your drums. He's like, okay. I ended up giving him a pair of my signature sticks too. So
cool. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because I gave them to my dad for Christmas because I was, proud of him and I wanted to get him a pair and all that.
To Carol.
And he's like, give them to him. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine. I can get you another pair. No big deal. He's like, no, give them to him. That'd be really cool. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do that. So dude, it was so cool how they just took to it. I guess my dad stayed up for like an hour after they went to bed and watched Gorod live and stuff, like live concerts and stuff. And my mom the next day, she's like, they're really good.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So that's awesome, man. Like it was so cool.
Yeah, so the next morning, Sunday morning, he cooked 5 pounds of potatoes, 17 eggs, 36 sausage links, and 12 English muffins, and they ate everything. Justin's parents didn't eat breakfast. Justin and I didn't eat breakfast. They ate everything. And then Justin's mom went and picked them fresh oranges. And they thought that was just amazing. She's like, would you want a bag for the road? And they're like, okay. They were just so excited, so thankful.
Yeah.
Their dog was running around the house.
Oh, yeah.
And Nicholas was chasing the dog around. Puppy, puppy.
Great. It was so cool, man. They were fantastic. And then later, so we got home from all that. They had taken off and we got home. And what was about an hour and a half later? my mom calls me. They went over to Bash's across the street to get some donuts or something, and she called me. She's like, "Hey, I was just in line and I was talking about them being over at our house, and someone behind me said, 'Are you talking about Gorod?'" And she's like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "I was gonna go to that show and I just didn't get to do it. You had them in your house?" But she called me. She's like, "Oh my God, you're not gonna believe the small world we live in." Like someone behind me knew who Gorod was. Like, see, now you have a story to tell them. All you had to do is just say yes. Just like this is they just loved it, man. So thank you again for all that, for introducing us and taking us.
I mean, I feel thanks is more towards you because I mean I introduced you to the music, but you're the one that got to interview him, get into the a foot in the door interviewing him, which is really what led to the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It was definitely a surreal weekend.
It was crazy. Yeah. We didn't get to bed till like 2:30 or 3 in the morning. And then we got up having to cook breakfast.
That would have been me.
Yeah. It was intense, but
they said
it was fun.
Their very first traditional American breakfast. And
nice.
They just devoured it.
Yeah, I feel bad for whoever they're staying with in San Diego the next night. Good luck. Top that.
That's true.
They each had their own bed at their house.
So they took showers. His mom offered to do their laundry.
Wow.
Yeah. It was cool, man. So yeah. Next time, when they come through again, we're going. My dad wants to go. He's like, "You're taking me with you next time." I'm like, hell yeah, we are. So he's going with us, and then he'll probably
the magic of death metal, man.
Yeah, that's what I told my parents. It's
a much more peaceful, loving genre than people realize.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, they were just shocked. They were like, "They're really, really nice. They're so cool."
Yeah. Because the first thing I said was like, "They're really cool. We just had them on the podcast. They're nice. They're respectful. They're polite. Like, just give them a chance." All right. So, but the show is amazing. They're amazing. I'm glad we got to have you sit across from Julian, especially and pick his brain on things. Yeah.
Did Chloe have fun?
She did. She was having a blast from the moment we got there. She was really excited for Wormhole, so getting to talk to them pre-show was a big deal. And then she just, she bought a bunch of stuff with them. She bought a vinyl record, she bought a shirt, she had stickers, and so she was excited. She was having the time of her life too.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, we started following her. It said you might like or you might know or something. I was like, oh, cool, that's Chloe. Cool. So we started following
on Instagram.
Yeah. Especially because we're gonna be posting all the pictures and stuff too. So
yeah, she doesn't do a lot with it, but she does have one. Of course, that might grow because she's gonna be on the Fear Frontier podcast.
You're gonna have to make her.
That might grow.
Yeah, exactly. We tell that to the kid all the time too. Like, you've got to post stuff too. Like when you're on the episodes, post it to your people. Stuff like that.
She has business cards that says she's our media manager. So she needs to live up to it.
Yeah.
We tried to get her to come over. We're like, just go home, check on your animals, and come back over. She's like, nah, I'm tired.
If only she knew. Yesterday we're like, you should have come over. It was so much fun. And we kept telling her all the stories. She's like, man, I should have come over.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I think she was newer to Gorod because like me, I'd have been, I'm actually surprised. I think part of the reason I wasn't there other than work was I didn't want to invade your parents' house, but mainly it was
fine with it.
Yeah, like had I not worked the next day, or had I worked late or whatever, if there was any way I could have been there, I would have been. And if I had planned it out, I maybe could have been, but it was like I said, it was short enough notice that I wasn't sure how to go about it. But.
Yeah. Our thing was like, okay, cool. We'll have some fun. We'll go to the concert. We'll head home, get some rest, and just have Sunday to relax. Nope. Yeah,
you got me.
I get the short notice thing for sure.
You've got me wanting to try your approach with certain future shows. I'm like, I'm gonna hit them up and tell them I have a podcast and see what happens.
For sure.
Yeah, because we're getting Julian from Wormhole on at some point down the road when they're all done. So that
because these guys are so chill and they just want to talk to fans and have fun, and I don't even know if they're thinking about publicity. I think they're just thinking about being cool guys and hanging out.
Having fun. And that's the thing. It's like, it was funny when my parents the next day said, "Did you know that he's a tour guide in France?" Like, yeah, we found that out on the podcast.
They're like, we're booking him. Like, cool.
But it's like, I like to find out what else they do besides music, because a lot of them love doing movies, or they listen.
Yeah, in the metal world,
dude, I love listening to like full on orchestral jazz. You know, you just don't know, like, you know, stuff like that.
And in the metal world, there's almost always an alternative job or something, because you know it's hard to pay the bills on metal alone, unfortunately. But
and a lot of them like collect comic books or this or that. It's like, hell yeah, but I could talk that shit all day too. Like,
no nerds at heart.
We have Julian from Wormhole on. I want to really see if we can find out what else he likes to do and talk about that too, because I love talking about that stuff as well. Like,
do you know if will it be exclusively Julian, or do you know if other members of the band?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure now. Like I said, I'm a little new to Wormhole, but their lead guitar is, I believe, the founder, and probably the one that pushes the music and the atmosphere and the SpongeBob and all that the most.
Okay.
But I'm not an expert on Wormhole yet. I just know I really, really enjoy their new album. So,
or if they come back through soon, we can just do what we did last time and just go to the venue or have them on live, which is always good.
Yeah, hopefully they headline.
Yeah. Well, he said he had family here, so that helps too.
That is true. And then he's got family in Kentucky, which tripped me out, because my whole family's from Kentucky.
Yeah, for sure. So
I wonder if Gorod was supposed to stay with them and it fell through.
I'm curious too, because the other bands seemed like they had somewhere to go. So I am curious about that. I wondered that too, actually. I was like, where are the other bands going?
Did you see the blue van that was out in the parking lot?
I'm pretty sure I saw whatever vehicles they were getting out of when we first arrived.
That's what they were in. They were just in that blue van, all packed in there with all their equipment.
They probably sleep in there once in a while.
Yeah. Tilt the seat backs and just take turns, you know. Yeah.
I have friends that were in a band once, and there was 4 of them, and they had a van. They would go sleep in empty shopping parking lots and stuff, like Walmarts and stuff, and then 2 of them would sleep in the van, and then 2 of them would sleep on the roof. And then when the sun came up and it woke up the guys on the roof, they would go in and wake up the guys, and then if you slept inside, you drove, and then you would alternate this all like state to state. That was their little system.
Whatever works, because it is not easy, man, especially the money they're making and stuff. So
yeah, it sat there and I thought about it, and I was like, oh, we could have gotten in for free as media. But then I was like, well, good, at least that goes to them. And then I started thinking $16 had to be split between 4 bands. That's crazy.
Merch. Merch. That's why I always buy shirts and stuff. It's like, I'm not buying it to remember. I am for that reason too, but it's paying these guys to get gas to go to the next spot, you know? So
no, that's true. No, it's tough. I actually used to interview bands for a while, and one of the biggest benefits for me at the time was I got into shows for free, but I always would buy something. I don't know that I even want to get in for free. Like, it's cool, but it's like you need this. Like,
I was like, $16, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. But like I said, we bought the kid her ticket too, and it's like, heck yeah. I'm glad we did, man. I'm glad that it was on a weekend, and I'm glad we got to do it. So, and I'm glad you got us into them, because they're not only good dudes, but their music's amazing. So
like people ask me my favorite metal bands, and I have to break it down by genre, because I'm like, I can't just say favorite metal. There's too many. So, but when you break it down genre by genre and you get to technical death metal, Gorod is in my top 5 technical death metal. Like and that's not a small feat. There's over 100 technical death metal bands I listen to easily. So top 5, it's like, yeah, they don't have any bad albums, no bad songs.
Yeah.
Just always hit. There's something in the water over there where they're from or something. Like they always hit.
Well, what's funny too is like that morning when we got up to cook breakfast, I put the music on. I was like, what would be I don't know if they're gonna want to listen to their own music. I was like, what would be good? I'm like, Pantera, you can never go wrong with Pantera. And I'm like, the great thing about it is the same lineup for all their records. You know, there's no, I know like these 2 albums because blah 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 is not on it or something. There was none of that. So like, and then what's funny is Nicholas when they got up, he was I think it was Yesterday Don't Mean Shit came on, and he's just like, yeah, just head banging around the house, and just I'm like, cool, man, let's play with the dog. And it's so hilarious, man, just watching these guys just, you know, being comfortable with it, you know, and just, you know, that metal and the impact it has, that, you know, that song is getting close to 30 years old now and it still has an impact on, I think I want to say he's one of the younger members of the band. So
Which one was that?
Nicholas, the second guitarist, the one that was on our left.
Yeah, I would say he's the youngest, and probably their drummer would be second.
Yeah, Carol's probably the second. Yeah, which he's a hoot, man.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, because Matthew, or however you French say his name, Matthew. He's been, him and the bass have been
since
in the band
beginning.
Maybe 7.
Yeah,
founded it. Yeah, same guys the whole trip.
Yeah,
the bass player was funny.
Yeah, he's funny. He was up the rhythm section were the clowns for sure. But what's funny is all of them left their bed pretty much in shambles except for Carol, the drummer. Folded it up. It was all nice and neat. I'm like, that's a drummer for you. If I went downstairs, I'd have said, drummer slept in that bed right there. It's all nice and meticulous, folded. Everything was folded up. Pillows were taken out of the pillowcases. I'm like, yep, that's the drummer's bed right there.
Really funny.
That's the same way I am.
Yeah, it makes sense.
For some strange reason, yeah, it's like, yeah, I just could pick it up.
The vocalist is probably the messiest.
He got the bed. They were all on inflatable mattresses. Julian got the bed with the
nice
bed frame and all that. Yep.
Yeah, a real bed.
Yep. Like lead singer. Yep. There you go. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. Next time we'll make sure you're there if they stay.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick. Especially all like eating breakfast, listening to Pantera, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? Having breakfast with Gorod, listening to Pantera.
Yeah. Plus, he would have probably been a little more like helping out with like getting video and pictures and stuff because we were cooking, so we couldn't do it. But my mom was doing really good about it too. She's getting pictures and videos and stuff.
I would have probably turned it into a documentary.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she was the most like, she was the one I really thought would just ignore them and just kind of do her own thing. She was the most like outgoing about it.
So. They have pretty kind of like addictive personalities.
Yeah,
like they're happy, goofy guys. I've seen a lot of footage because Julian also records a lot of footage of them on the road. At least he has in the past. And like, yeah, they're goofy. They have fun. So I can see that coming through in like to people that don't listen to the music and stuff.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was very, very cool. So looking forward to the next one we go to. Are you going to Fear Factory?
Actually, yeah, Chloe and I were just talking about that. Are you planning to go to that one? I think you are.
It's on a Friday. Yep.
Are you a bigger Fear Factory fan or Machine Head fan?
Fear Factory.
Okay, because
I like Machine Head too.
I think Machine Head's the headliner.
Okay.
I've never seen either one live. I think
Fear Factory 98. So
yeah, Fear Factory would be fun. And there's another band called Orbit Culture that's opening. I checked them out, which was funny because I didn't check them out because of the show. I just happened to come across one of their newest videos or two, and I was like, man, these guys sound like they'd be perfect to open for Fear Factory. And then I looked up and I'm like, oh, they are. Nice. And yeah, so there's 3 good bands playing. There might be a 4th, I can't remember. But what day of the week is that one?
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday. Okay.
Yeah, so we can do it.
February. Yeah, there's a week of really good shows right there in February 20s, whatever. There's Vader. I don't know if you know Vader, death metal band from Poland, Machine Head show, and then this all-girl death metal band called Crypta. They're all like 6 days apart, like
boy.
right there on 6 days. It's a week of insane metal right there at the end of February. But I'm gonna try to go to all of them, but I'm gonna at least try to make it to Fear Factory, especially if you guys are going. I think Chloe enjoyed that, so like he wants to do more of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And that is one I will more than likely hit the pit on for Fear Factory for sure.
Yeah. Chloe got in the pit at this show too. It was a small one. She wants to get in the bigger one, but that's how it starts, you know. We'll see if we can get her in the pit at Fear Factory.
Is it Nile or Nile Underground for that one?
I would imagine it being upstairs. Both fans are pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Even better.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining us on this. Thank you for introducing us to Gorod, the almighty Gorod.
Yesterday.
Oh man. Yeah. It was a trip, man. So, but thank you, because this would have never happened had you not introduced us to him. So.
No, of course. Spreading the good word of metal is one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
So.
Appreciate it, man. So thank you, man.
Thank you guys very much.
Drumming up conversation.